I'm very highly educated. I know words, I have the best words.
Welcome to Watch Trump, the only countdown where reality competes with satire, and somehow satire loses.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that has him in check, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
Right, folks who could.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with, but it sounds interesting.
In the last 24 hours, the Donald has managed to do 8 unhinged moments, from claiming the election was rigged, but in his favour, to suggesting NATO might not defend America. This list has it all. Be sure to hit the like button if you think we've fallen into the Twilight Zone. Let's get started. At number 7, we've got Trump's latest take on war diplomacy, threatening Russia with sanctions, whilst also blaming Ukraine for being bombed.
In regards to the pause on military assistance to Ukraine, you put out on your social media post today that Russia is pounding Ukraine.
That's right.
Why not provide Ukraine with air defenses? And what happens, Mr. President, when Ukraine runs out of the Patriot missile batteries?
Good question. Because I have to know that they want to settle. I don't know that they want to settle. If they don't want to settle, we're out of there. Because we want them to settle. And I'm doing it to stop death. More important than anything else.
Except it seems with the death of Ukrainians. But it doesn't end there, because Trump then admitted that he'd do the same thing.
Do you, Mr. President, think that Vladimir Putin is taking advantage of the U.S. pause right now on intelligence and military aid to Ukraine?
No, I actually think he's doing what anybody else would do. I think he wants to get it stopped and settled, and I think he's hitting them harder than he's been hitting them. And I think probably anybody in that position would be doing that right now.
And the attacks continued whilst Trump made these comments. Several cities around Ukraine were hit by drone and missile bombing from Russia.
People have died here, a woman, my neighbour from that apartment, and in the 4th block of the building.
Half of the buildings have burned out completely. This is a regular residential building. There were people inside. As for the preliminary information, there are killed and wounded. Rescuers are working at the site. They are fighting fires. Forensic investigators are documenting this crime.
I went to the nearby village to have a look. 2 shells exploded behind me. I'm concussed today, I think. I lost my hearing, that's all.
Hopefully our soldiers will hold Pokrovsk. I want to be Ukrainian. I was born in Ukraine and I want to be here. But if the Russians occupy it, I'm definitely not staying.
And further irony wasn't missed, because Donald had to tweet out today that Russia was pounding Ukraine, and yet he was only threatening them with sanctions, and on the opposite side, Ukraine actually had sanctions put on them. The Anola Gay, the plane that dropped the nuclear bomb on Japan and Hiroshima. According to the Associated Press, the Trump pushback against diversity, equality, and inclusivity includes deleting this picture.
The Trump administration wants all of these things scrubbed from the internet entirely. And included in that database, marked for deletion by Donald Trump, is this photo of Paul Tibbets and the Anola Gay. This photo from the United States Air Force website. And that's curious, right? I mean, it is the most famous plane in modern history. Why would the Defense Department want to scrub that photo from the internet? It's not like deleting this photo is going to make people forget that we dropped that nuclear bomb on Japan. The tens of thousands of Department of Defense website images have been flagged for removal due to having content that highlighted diversity, equity, or inclusion. They searched the whole Defense Department website for the word gay and then ordered all the gay to be deleted. I'm serious, that's what happened.
Trump once said America first. Now he's saying America Incorporated. In one of Trump's many gaffes yesterday, he accidentally referred to the United States as our company.
Our country, from an economic standpoint and financial standpoint, has been absolutely ripped off by almost every country.
We always knew that Donald Trump wanted to run America like a business, but given his track record, should we be concerned that he's going to be bankrupting America soon? Trump tells America to shut up. Coming in at number 4, the economy is tanking, democracy is on fire, and Trump is laser focused on egg prices. Donald Trump tells America to shut up. After one of his key campaign policies of saying that he's going to make food cheaper, Trump had to backtrack.
We will end inflation and make America affordable again. We're going to get the prices down. We have to get them down. It's too much. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. But prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast. Not only with insurance, with everything.
Eggs, when Kamala Harris took office, were short of $1.50 a dozen. Now a dozen eggs will cost you around $4 thanks to Kamala Harris's inflationary policies. Pennsylvania actually has seen some of the worst grocery price increases of the entire nation. And again, it's because she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Explosion Act. I think we want Pennsylvanians to be able to afford groceries. We want our young families to be able to buy food at a reasonable price at the grocery store. And the only way to do that is to get back to common sense economic policies and fire Kamala Harris. This is a person who's presided over a $1,000 increase in monthly expenses just to afford the same life you could have afforded 3.5 years ago. It costs you over $1,000 a month here in Pennsylvania. We can do so much better. We certainly will. And as the father of a couple of kids who eat a whole lot, we certainly need to do better for the next generation.
And yet, Fox News on the 11th of February showed a list of items that had gone up in price whilst Trump had been in power, despite Trump making the promises of making America affordable again. Even though Donald Trump made those promises, he's now retweeting articles that are telling people, the American people, to shut up about egg prices. If you ever wondered what Trump would be like as a NASA administrator, we've got an answer. 2 NASA astronauts have been stranded in space for over 9 months. And this is what Trump had to say.
We're coming up to get you. I've authorized Elon. I said, can you get them out? Because, they've been left up there. I hope they like each other. But maybe they'll love each other. I don't know. But they've been left up there. Think of it. And I see the woman with the wild hair, good solid head of hair she's got. There's no kidding. There's no games with her hair. But
that's right. While the rest of the planet is worried about their oxygen supply, Trump is rambling on about their shampoo. At number 2, Trump is once again complaining about NATO.
The biggest problem I have with NATO, I really, I know the guys very well. They're friends of mine. But if the United States was in trouble and we called them, we said, we got a problem. France, we got a problem. A couple of others I won't mention. Do you think they're going to come and protect us? They're supposed to. I'm not so sure.
The NATO nations unanimously condemn these barbaric acts committed against a NATO member state. At this critical moment, the United States can rely on its 18 allies in North America and Europe for both assistance and for support. NATO solidarity remains the essence of our alliance. Our message to the people of the United States is that we are with you.
Yes, you did just hear what you think you heard. We are not in the Twilight Zone. He is suggesting that NATO would never come to America's aid, despite our support with 9/11, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Before I continue, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and ring the bell to get notified about my latest video. And finally, at number 1, the moment we've all been waiting for, Trump finally admits what we all knew, the 2024 election was rigged in his favor.
It was made during my first term, and it was so sad because I said, can you imagine, I'm not going to be president, and that's too bad. And then what happened is they rigged the election and I became president, so that was a good thing. That was a good thing. That was quite an achievement for both of us. So I'll be president during the World Cup.
At this point, he's not even trying to keep the story straight. Imagine pulling off a bank heist, then saying, to be fair, robbing the bank was actually a good thing because I got rich. And interestingly, Russia had something to say about all of this.
Внимание, есть окно возможности, но ведь прекрасная вещь. Значит, информацию закрыли, спутники отключили у них, приостановили оружие, там убрали даже с сайта соглашения у них, так сказать, Зеленский. То есть надо идти сегодня, конечно, по тому треку, который предлагается. А трек предлагается вплоть до духовных вещей. Там вышел этот с крестом на лбу вице-президент. Да, это
Марко Рубио, госсекретарь.
это возможно было представить эту до Трампа? Да это вообще невозможно. Традиционная ценность. Это серьезная вещь. Что, мы не будем это поддерживать? Будем, конечно. Обязательно.
Мы поддерживаем все абсолютно. Жутко нравится, как ведет себя Дональд Трамп пока, но мы же понимаем, что он наказывает.
What was your favourite moment from this absolute fever dream? Do you think he'll outdo himself tomorrow? Let us know in the comments. A few days after all of these events, there was a bit of a strange occurrence on Air Force One. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to...
Who?
President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace.
What did he do?
Well, he's attacking Ukraine.
Honestly not sure what to make of that, as it appears that he doesn't know who he's talking about, but who else would be attacking Ukraine?
Is he disrespecting me?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
I'm Michael Burnbaum, Washington.
You've lost a lot of credibility.
Once again, thank you to all my YouTube members and subscribers who keep this channel going and growing. That includes Patreon and those who buy me a coffee. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.